Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comic books for, hard to believe, November 5th, 2025. I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, you're like me, helping you make decisions of what comic books to buy, guys, you came to the right place. Hit that subscribe button. You won't be disappointed. Also, have you ever considered becoming a member of my YouTube channel? Super easy. Just go onto the home screen, hit that join button. 3 different tiers to choose from, but as low as 99 cents a month gets you early access to my content. You also will get stickers for live streams and for your comments, and you also get monthly membership badges, just letting others know how long you've been a member for. But whether you do or you don't, guys, it's much appreciated that you watch. Here we go, the book that's on the hot seat, and that book goes to Assorted Crisis Events, issue 6. This book hasn't been out for a little while, and this is just a really bizarre book about the world just being in different timelines and things going on, and everyone's experiencing it differently in their own way. So it's kind of like a one and done type of storytelling here. And at first I really enjoyed it, but now when it comes to Denise Camp, he's written the book since the first issue, but man, some of these books are getting like way bizarre, and it's to the point where it's like getting to the point where it's really over my head, and I'm kind of just like, oh man. And some of them are a little dark too, and it's kind of like losing me a little bit. So I'm kind of like, am I really going to continue to read this? So we'll see what happens. 40 pages, $5. Here is the book that's on the rise, because I liked the first issue of this, and hopefully it continues to improve. This is Bad Ideas, Planet Death. This is issue 2. So the first issue just had lots of action. We get this army that's coming down from space trying to take down these aliens. There's this mission at hand: destroy the enemy, return home, right? Now it looks like there's one soldier left, and he's against all odds. How does he overcome those odds? I don't know. But the one thing you can expect from this comic book is you can expect probably fast-paced action and great artwork, and I'm all aboard on this one. Here we go. We got the lawmen kicking in to distract me. This one is 48 pages, $6. All right, top 10. Here we go. Number 10, and this was a tough week. There's going to be a lot of comic books coming out this particular comic book week, so get your wallet ready. And number 10 for me is Cheetah and Cheshire, Rob the Justice League. This is issue 4. So the cool thing about this book is you got these two characters coming together. They want to rob the Justice League of these powers that they have secretly kept away, and somehow it's in the Watchtower. They've had to come together to make a roster to somehow come up with a way to go to the Watchtower to steal all this. Now, within the group, there is a secret traitor there, so we're going to see how this continues to develop. This has been surprisingly good. I've really enjoyed it. 32 pages, $4 for this bad boy. Coming in at number 9 is a comic book that never disappoints. It's Minor Arcana. This is issue 11. So we're still learning about, I think her name character is Teresa, how she's been able to figure out these new powers that she has with reading tarot cards and taking her to this other land and whatnot. She's been, taking care of her mother, because her mother, I think, has cancer or whatnot. So it's really a crazy type of comic book. And I can't even remember what the last issue was about, because it's been a little while, but it's just a great comic overall. And it's one of those books, like, once you start reading, you're like, oh, I remember what happened last issue. But it's always really good, and it's unpredictable. You never know where it's going to go. 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 8. And if it wasn't such a highly anticipated comic book week, this probably would be higher. This is Nemesis Forever. This is issue 3. The final story that has to deal with the Nemesis character, and he's going ball to the walls action here, where he's not only trying to take over cities, he's not only trying to take over the United States, he's trying to take over the world in the most dramatic fashion possible. There's this secret agent that has gone deep undercover to basically snuff out Nemesis so they can finally arrest him and put him away for good. But I tell you what, man, the last issue was just very explosive, and there was someone that was kind of on to Nemesis, and he punished him in the worst way possible. Such a great comic book, so under the radar here. Mark Miller is the one that writes it. 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 7, we have Absolute Green Lantern. This is issue 8. This is a story where it's going to focus on Joe Mullen, and I'm excited about that because I feel like this comic book needs to dive a little bit deeper into its main characters to flesh out the story. So far, we've gotten like a little bit of like the color spectrum and all that other type of stuff in the world, but I just feel like when it comes to the characters, we need a little bit more than that. Al Ewing does write this, so I feel like he focuses more on the worldly aspect of things. So we'll see how this continues to develop. This was a book that was like really high on my list on the Absolute Universe. Now it's dropped down a little bit for me. It's kind of like my second least favorite. I think Flash is still my least favorite, but that one's actually improving. And for me, this one's a little bit declining. So we'll see what happens. 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 6, we have Void Rivals issue 24. So it looks like Solilla might be captured here. Doesn't give much of a description here. We had the whole thing with the two factions uniting, and when they were uniting, the worst possible outcome was about to happen, and they averted that actual crisis. So we'll see where it goes from there. Also, we had, I think it was Wheelie dealing with the Cobra Law character as well. So there's a little different story threads going on. So we're going to see how this story continues. I think we're getting ready for a Quintessence War. I think that's coming along very soon as well. So I'm looking forward to this book. Another book I feel that's under the radar. It is connected to the Energon universe. There's always Autobots in here. 32 pages, $4. Here we go, top 5. And it's hard to believe that this book is number 5. But this is Absolute Superman. This is issue 13. This book delivers each and every single month that it comes out. One of the top books that is out there. I stood by this as being my number 1 absolute title. But I think it goes back and forth now between Superman and Batman. Batman, for me, I think is fleshing out the characters a little bit more, introducing that rogues gallery. There just seems like it's a little bit more intense. You get Superman is doing a similar thing where they showcase Brainiac most recently on how gruesome he actually is, experimenting on Superman, trying to get him to be part of the dark side, let's say, and whatnot. So this has overall been a great book. I'm looking forward to issue 13 here. This one is 32 pages, $5 for this one. All right, coming in at number 4. I'm really excited about this because I don't know what they're going to throw at you here. We got the Dreadnought War. So if you followed the G.I. Joe cartoon series back when you were a kid, if you're as old as me, right, you know who the Dreadnoughts are. You know who Zartan is. And it looks like, again, these guys are going to war. But who are they going to war with? Is it Cobra Commander? Is it with other people? Do they have other allies at their side? So last issue, I think, of Transformers, we got introduced to the Venom leader from the cartoon Mask. And my good friend Brant Fowler pointed out that there is an actual other Mask character that looks like is teaming up with the Dreadnoughts. I could be completely wrong here, but we could be going there when it comes to the Energon universe. So we'll see what happens, man. Definitely looking forward to this. 32 pages, $4. Now we move on to our top 3. Really hard to find my top 3 here because I think all 3 of these titles have definitely strong potential. So here we go. Coming in at number 3, we have Batman issue 3. So we have Vandal Savage, who is in control of the GCPD, right? It's been that way since Zdarsky's run here. And we wind up getting to see Batman and Robin. They're basically on the run from the police because they were trying to stop some bad guys. These cops who are supposedly, obviously, maybe not the best cops in the world, went after Batman, Robin. There was a casualty that happened. One other cop wound up getting injured. And obviously, the GCPD, led by Vandal Savage, is going to blame Batman and Robin, saying that they're going to be criminals. So they're on the run. So I like this story, but I love the artwork even more. And I love all the gadgets in place and how they highlight them and showcase them. And then I also like how we get Alfred, who is in this comic book, even though he's not alive. So I think it's a great comic book, and I'm looking forward to it every single month it comes out. So for me, I feel like Fraction's doing a good job. 40 pages, $5. Coming in at number 2, and like I said, I don't highlight number 1s anymore on this show unless they are really highly anticipated issue 1. You'll have to check out First Issue Fridays for that. And hopefully you checked out that episode because it's going to talk about this book also. And this is DCKO Fight Night Fight issue 1. Sounds like a boxing match, right? So DCKO Night Fight issue 1. So this is tied into the DCKO event, obviously. And if you read DCKO, you know what happened to Batman, right? He was the first one basically highlighted that he was killed. And so where does he go, right? So as we've been reading a little bit more of what happens to the characters once they die, it looks like they get like a second chance or whatever the case may be. But what happens to Batman? Because technically he never went through the gate and he never entered the actual tournament. So somehow, some way, he's still alive. And now he's like facing off against other Batmans. It's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be blast. 32 pages, $4. Don't miss out on that one. All right, guys. So after number 1, we are not done, as we do have some noteworthy comic books. You're going to want to stick around for that because, like I said, it's a heavy comic book week. And these were my most anticipated, but there could be other books out there that might be yours. All right, but my number 1 most anticipated book, once again, goes to Rook Exodus issue 8. Issue 7 really revisited kind of how everything got started since it took its break. So I felt like it took like a quarter of the story reintroducing everybody and where they were at. Now I think the story is really going to amp up here. And Rook was finding another warden. We got introduced to this arachnid warden as well, which was kind of cool. Direwolf's father is kind of a loose cannon, and they're trying to get him back on board because he's like a scientist, and I think he is the one that kind of was the one that created the engine and for the Earth. And there's just a lot going on in this comic book, which is all fantastic. But what makes this book so good is the artistic ability by Jason Fabok. It's so well done. It just is in your face. You get lost and you just want to digest all the details that are in this comic book. So good. Don't miss out on Rook Exodus issue 8. Here we go. Noteworthy comics, guys. Kicking it off with Marvel. First thing we got is Ultimate X-Men issue 21. Almost done, still staying strong. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue 15. Not on my top this week because it's dealing on the space side of things. Not too much into Peter Parker being in space. I like the more grounded stuff. Then we have Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 40. I think he's dealing with Rabble again. We haven't seen her in a while. Then we have The Avengers issue 32, which is getting ready to wrap up very soon on Jed McKay's run. And then we have Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu, issue 14, always a solid series. Then we move on to DC Comics. We have the continuation of Batgirl. This is issue 13, still going strong there. This book is usually on my top 10. Very good book. Poison Ivy, this is issue 38. We'll recommend that all day long. We have Birds of Prey. This is issue 27, getting ready to wrap up, I think, the next issue. And then we have The Adventures of Superman, Book of L. This is issue 3. And then we have the JSA, issue 13. We round everything off with those indie comics. We have The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 124. Then we have, for the Spawn fans, Scorched, issue 46. And then we have, for the all ages, Sonic the Hedgehog, issue 82. And then for the fans that love Savage Sword of Conan, we have issue 11. Here's a really, really good book. We have Speed Racer, issue 4. Just missed out on my most anticipated. So good. Highly recommend that comic. So there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated and noteworthy comics for 11/5/25. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are most excited for. And as always, guys, more content right here for you to click on. If you want to check out those newest issue ones, I'll leave for you first issue Fridays. And as always, guys, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you real soon. Bye.